Okay, well I have an idea which can sometimes be a dangerous thing, but a friend of mine gave me this big onion today. I don't know why, I guess she had too many onions, so she gave me this one. And I was thinking, what am I going to do with all of this onion? There's just me. And I also got this really nice new pan for Christmas from my mother. Nice lid. And I thought, well, I'll make French onion soup. And I think I made it once before, years ago, before I got into all this cooking and YouTubing, and I'm not sure what I did then. So I went online to look at how other people make French onion soup, and oh my goodness, we're not making it that way. I don't even think I should call it French onion soup, because it's not going to have 600 calories, and it won't be made with butter or full-fat cheese. But it's going to be an interesting soup. I think it will be tasty. But some of the things in the recipes that I'm choosing to keep are the spices, garlic, thyme, and a bay leaf. And if I weren't so impatient, I would wait and go to the store and buy, I like the Swanson's canned vegetable broth, but I want to make it right now. So I'm going to use a bouillon cube, vegetarian bouillon cube. Most of the recipes call for beef or chicken broth or stock. And I'm going to use fat-free mozzarella cheese, but if I waited a day, I would use the Sargento's 2% provolone or Swiss. I bet that would be great. And instead of some kind of baked bread, I'm going to use these toasty crackers. Excuse me for walking into the camera. I'm going to use a couple of these, maybe 3 or 4, per bowl. Then you melt the cheese on top. Or you could try Wassa crackers, which might be easier to get. I think I showed you this on a video before. Don't buy the $5 package of this. I bought these for 99 cents. Wassa crackers. I don't know why I keep my crackers in the refrigerator. They come in a box like this, but you could also put one of these over top and melt the cheese on it. So, I am going to slice up this onion, and I'm going to saute it in my new pan. I'm going to simmer fry it in my new pan with these spices, and maybe I'll show you me simmer frying, because wow, won't that be exciting? And then I'm going to add the bouillon cubes and take it from there. So, let me turn the camera off and do some slicing and probably some crying. Okay, so I've sliced up my onion. Nice slices here. And none of my burners are the right size for this pan, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to, like I said, simmer fry the onions until they're soft. And I'm going to add these spices at some point. And I'm going to add some broth at some point. And in the end, when your soup is ready, so it'll simmer for about 30 minutes, but the onions are probably going to cook 3 to 5 minutes first. When your soup is ready and you want to put on your bread and your cheese, you should have the kind of bowls that can go in the oven, because the best way to do it is put the soup in the bowl, and the bread and the cheese, and then put it under the broiler for a minute, or in your toaster oven. I don't really have soup bowls. I have these, which would actually work if I use these mini toes and just put a couple of these in there, put the cheese on top, maybe a 1/4 cup or an 1/8 cup, whatever, of cheese. So, well, to simmer fry, you need water. I'm not prepared. could have, and you can saute your onions in a frying pan and then put them in the saucepan after. And of course, you could fry them in oil, but I don't suggest it. And anyway, if you wanted to add some oil, I would add it afterwards, some nice olive oil, maybe a teaspoon afterwards. Oh, and there is a mystery ingredient. Many of the recipes use wine or sherry, and also some of them use Worcestershire sauce. And I have wine, but I'm not going to use the wine. I'm probably going to add a drop of this somewhere in the process. And make sure that afterwards you take out your bay leaf at the very end, after your onions are souped. So I think with this big saucepan and all these onions, which of course are going to shrink, still, I think I should have 2 cups of water, 2 bouillon cubes, and if you simmer it too high, you'll lose water, so you have to add some maybe. You have to see. And always taste it along the way. And I haven't added any water yet because my pan's not dry yet. So using a little bit of water to simmer fry, separate from when I'm going to have the broth I make out of the bouillon cubes. And I didn't cry. And I'm still not crying. Pretty cool. So, let me just bring the camera over. And here's the old simmer fry trick. Watch out, you're going to get steamed. But let them simmer for a few minutes until they get soft before you add the rest of the broth. Sorry, I know this makes a lot of noise when I hit the pans. Onions are just about ready for phase 2. Let's see, can you see them in there? Pretty good. And I think I'll go ahead and add a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce. I guess that's what makes it brown. And I'm not sure what else I was thinking about, but I've got some of the recipes also add a little sugar. I don't think I'll add any sweetener, but you could add a touch of Splenda or something at the very end if you like. But my onions look soft. I don't know. You can see better here. I think I might let them cook another 5 minutes or less. Then I'm going to add the 2 cups of broth, and then I will let it simmer on low for about 20 minutes. And then we'll put them in cups and see what happens. Okay, everybody, let's see what we're going to do now. So it's been simmering for a while, and you have to simmer it, cook your onion, cook your soup as long as you want so that the onions are the texture that you like. So I have done that, and because we use 2 cups of water, we probably have about 2 cups of soup. But looking at this, I think this might serve actually 3 people instead of 2. Either way, as long as you use the crackers as I suggested and a fat-free cheese, or even the 2% Sargento, your servings will have less than 100 calories or 100 calories, about 100 each. It's a whole lot less than 600. Just saying, and it is the start of a new year. And it will probably still be the start of a new year by the time I post this, when I post this. Okay, I'm only going to make one actual one. A couple reasons for that. I have read that the soup is better if it sits overnight. Well, you certainly don't want it to sit overnight with the bread and the cheese on it, because then you'll have a big soggy mess. So you can let the soup sit overnight, cool it and then refrigerate it, and then you can do the baking part when you're ready to serve it. So I don't know if I feel like eating this now, so I'm only going to make one, and then I can like scoop off the top if I want and salvage it. So I only have 2 of these, and I think that I have more soup in that bowl than I have oven-ready bowls. More soup in this pot than I have oven-ready bowls. I would do it like this. I'm just going to do one. And if I were using those bowls, I'd have 3 or 4. But if I were doing a big bowl, if I were doing a larger bowl, I'm pretty sure I would do the Wassa cracker. But since I'm not, I'm using 3 of the mini toasts. When I've got my oven on broil, I'm gonna place it there just long enough for the cheese to melt. So there's my soup. 3 of those crackers fits them perfect there. And I've got my fat-free shredded mozzarella here. I'm going to take just a pinch of it, which I'm going to say is about 1/8 of a cup. And that's going to melt nicely. And I can't believe I'm going to show you guys this trick, but there is this trick. That if you take non-fat spray and you have fat-free cheese and you just quickly spray it, for some reason it helps it to melt better. So let me bring the camera over here and show you this. Then I'm putting it in the oven, and I'll show you when I take it out. Okay, so there is the soup in the bowl before baking. There's the soup that came out nice, right? I think. Broiler's ready. And it would probably be a good idea, whoops, you can't see me, to put this on a baking sheet. Put it right under the boiler. See, in the boiler. And then we'll give it just a minute, and then it should be done. So hold that thought. So it's been in there long enough for me to make a whiskey sour. Yay. And I think it's done. I forgot to taste it. Oh well, turn off the oven. By the way, I probably took out 1/3 of a cup, and there's still 2 cups right here. So there you go. Makes over 2 cups of French onion soup. And that was, I used I did not use that whole onion. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna spill it. No, I haven't had any of my whiskey sour yet. Okay, it looks really cool. I'm impressed. Hope it tastes good. And I might have left it in there another minute or 2, but I don't want to burn it. I'm going to bring the camera over and you can see it. And, Deirdre's French onion soup. And let's see. Oh, I don't know. That probably doesn't have 80 calories in it. Yummy. Okay, enjoy.